Today I'm going to show you how to make these insanely delicious, beyond amazing honey butter biscuits. On the outside, like crispy, crunchy amazingness, but on the inside, they just melt in your mouth. And there is a whole honey butter situation that you can spread on the inside. It is going to make all of your dreams come true, biscuit-wise. Okay, let's get started. We're adding 4 cups or 480 grams of all-purpose flour into the bowl of our food processor. You don't have to use a food processor for this, but it's so much easier as long as you're mindful of these deathly, deathly sharp blades. Oh my gosh. You can check out my how to make sage and cheese biscuits where you see me get cut horribly by this. 480 grams all-purpose flour, in you go. No measuring cups for me today because I'm using a kitchen scale. Perfect. 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of baking powder. I'm using 4 teaspoons of sugar, but you could use like 1/8 of a cup. You can add a little bit more, a little bit less. It's kind of up to you because we're adding in that delicious honey butter. This is gonna get whizzed up a bit just so everything is nice and combined. Whiz, 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 whiz. Those blades are so scary. Perfect. I'm cubing 1.5 cups of cold unsalted butter. Just cube it up and you can add a little bit of flour to sprinkle on the side so it doesn't stick together. We just want to add this into the food processor without big clumps or anything wonky happening. I'm adding in 1 cup of cold buttermilk into a medium bowl. Now let's crack 2 large eggs in. Give it a whisk. Kind of controversial because some people insist a biscuit cannot have eggs, but there you go. George over there is crying because he says no eggs in your biscuit. I'm adding in my cold cubed butter directly into this bowl and we're gonna whiz it up until I get kind of like pea-sized pieces. You don't wanna overmix because the whole thing with a biscuit being nice and fluffy and rising up is those butter pieces in there are gonna be kind of like turning into steam when they bake and puffs it up. If the butter's too small, it's not gonna puff. On and pulse a few times. I'm not putting my fingers in there again. So let's take a look. Okay, these are some pretty big pieces, so I can go a bit more. Now I have my pea-sized pieces of butter, and we can add in our buttermilk and we're done. Okay, now I'm adding in that wet mixture into the food processor and just pulsing it until it's just combined. Don't overpulse. Okay, the rest of it is gonna get kneaded by hand. Don't touch those blades. I'm working on a pastry mat, so I'm gonna give it a nice flouring. This will get messy, I'm warning you ahead of time. Okay, get all that out of there. Use your nice clean hands to kind of just a little bit of kneading to bring it together. You're gonna have huge clumps of butter and that's fine. This is like the very messy version of pastry dough. Once you've got your little knead situation happening, give it a nice final sprinkle of flour just so it's not sticky, and you're gonna roll it out. But this is literally like the number 2 most important thing to remember about making biscuits besides the whole butter situation. Don't roll it out too thin. If you do, you'll have little hockey pucks. So they have to be like around 1 inch thick. Like you want like that much of a biscuit rolled out so it'll puff up nicely. And I'm even gonna like just flour my rolling pin a bit. Rolling it out carefully. Watch me roll it out too thin. Okay. Check it out. That looks pretty good. Here's the other thing. You're gonna be cutting out your nice, beautiful circles. Those are your beauties. But then you have all this extra dough left over. It's not trash. Roll it back up again, but it's not gonna have that nice, perfect surface. I'm just warning you ahead of time. Don't forget to dust your cookie or biscuit cutter in some flour too, in between each cut because it will get real sticky. Okay, cut number 1. Nice, thick. This will be good. We're gonna put this onto a baking sheet. Now we're gonna brush the tops, just the tops, with a nice, beautiful egg wash, bring out that golden color and really make them look finished. Otherwise, they kind of stay pale and sad, like me in the winter. Okay, these are gonna go into the oven at 425 for like 10 or 12 minutes until they puff up and are nice and golden. Okay, so excited. So these are honey butter biscuits. We're gonna fill them with a honey butter. It's gonna be really simple. We're just taking a stick of kind of room temperature butter. It's a really cold day in Los Angeles, so the butter is firm. And we're gonna add in some honey. I have a nice raw whipped honey I love. Just add some in. I'm gonna eyeball it and say, like a quarter cup. And now we're gonna whip it up. So now, just gonna do this by hand to bring it together, because if you're making a double batch, it's actually easier for the mixer, but with this little material in there, just finish it off by hand. It has a little honey taste, not as sweet as like a buttercream or anything at all, but just like a sweet butter. You can take this, put it back in the fridge to get it nice and solid. You could pipe it, you could just start eating it if no one's watching, whatever you want, and that's it. When these are out of the oven, we'll assemble and have some fun. My biscuits are out of the oven, cool enough to handle just, and they look nice and fluffy. Mission accomplished. They also smell so good. I wish you could just eat these right now without making them yourself, but it's so easy. Just make them. Okay, I'm gonna take one to eat, but I'm choosing the ugly one. This guy got like totally malformed, but oh my gosh, the smell, a little bit of the honey butter on top. I mean, that's a lot of it, but you know, nobody's watching except for you. All right, and now for the bite. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's crispy on the outside, like really crunchy, but it just dissolves in your mouth on the outside. And honey butter is just sweet enough. This is perfect for dinner. Oh my gosh. I'm having like a lot of feelings right now. All right, thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below.